Hey everybody, it's Big Sack Lunch here, back with Lunch Breaking Sports with my fourth SGC return. And this one's just a smaller order, but still a couple cool cards in here. So let's just get right into it. So I believe this first card is one of the last cards, so I'm going to stick this off to the side so I don't see it on accident. Hang out my invoice. I wonder if I should just pull these from the bottom. It was 13 cards, 2 cards they didn't grade. We got this really old Essays card. I thought it was really cool and in really good shape. But it's too hard to determine the year exactly and the edition it came from because there's so many different versions and years and they don't indicate it on the card itself. Then we have this Lou Gehrig Pastimes. They have previously graded it, but something changed recently and they don't anymore, so I might try to send it into PSA. All right, and then we'll get to the cards that did get graded. So first up, we got a Aaron Naismith on a Gold Wave Prism from the 2020 Panini Select set. I don't believe this is a numbered one. I had this on like a 995. I did look up the gem rates, and it does gem rate pretty well, but it did have a little bit of like smudging on it. We got a 10, so that's a good start. Like I said, the gem rate was pretty high on this one. Saw that. So I think the best way is if I don't see these, I'm going to flip these over and it's just running from the bottom. So then we got the Rajon Rondo from the 19 silver Prism on Mosaic. I had this one at a 9. It had some surface issues that I saw. Unfortunately, I just saw the grade already, so we got another 10, which is good. That's a big difference on that one, I'm sure, between a 9 and a 10. So, next up. So, first time I left coating on a card just because the code, I might have taken it off. We'll have to see. I think I did leave the coating on this one because it looked pretty nice and I thought it'd have a better shot than what I could see through the coating, if that makes any sense. So we've got Curtis Martin on, oh, I did take the coating off of this one, so it's a different one I have. I have so many orders out, it gets confusing. So we got 1998 Topps Finest Curtis Martin on the Stadium Stars. I had this one at probably a 9. And we got an 8.5. So kind of expected. Old card. To look into it better. It doesn't look too bad to me. Still a cool card to get slabbed up either way. So put that over there. And next up we've got 2023 Topps Chrome Fernando Tatis Platinum Anniversary Refractor. This was another one of my random baseball card lots. I know he's pretty decent name right now. think I had this on a 9. It did have some surfacing issues. We got a 9.5, so above what we thought. So that's not too bad. Next up, we got Angel Reese on the Prism WNBA Silver Prism, the variant. I thought it was the variant. Maybe I'm incorrect. This had a bunch of those little tiny surface scratches that you see on the Prisms fairly often. So I didn't want to send it to PSA. So I think this could get a 9, 9.5. And we got the 9. That's unfortunate. That's pretty much a loss on that card in a 9. Unless she continues and people stop hating on her, because she's actually a very good player. All right. And next up, we got Matt Espizzelis on the Panini Revolution lift off die cut, so out of 125 on the Neutron. So technically I sent in other die cuts first to be my first graded back, but since PSA takes so long, this will be my first reveal of a die cut. I know they're pretty hard to grade. I would say this would probably get a 9. I'd be happy if it got a 9.5. We got the 9.5, so that's not too bad. Next up. All right, it's my second one of these. The first one ended up being a 10, and that was Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas, so a little bit better names. But on this one, we got Tony Finau, and pardon me if I pronounce these names wrong. I'm not a golf fan, so I don't know. Kevin Kistner and Maverick McNeely on the Tour Trios gear game-worn shirts. Probably had this at a 9. There's just in the sets in general, it's not a lot of gems out. The other one I gemmed was one of the only ones that have been out there. And you got the 9.5, so I would expect it. Next up, we got the 2022 Select Malcolm Brogdon Cosmic Prism. I just like the way this card looks. He's still kind of up in the air for how his career is going to go. And I think I put this at like a 9.5, I want to say. These are really hard to tell with all that patterning on there for surface and whatnot. We got an 8. Ugh. So I'll have to look back at that and see what I missed. Like I said, it's so hard to tell on the surfacing with these. So I'll just put that on auction somewhere. I don't see anything wrong with the edges or corners. And like centering is also a little bit harder for me to tell on this, but it does look off center. I can see that right now looking at it. All right, I'm just gonna stick that in the 8.5 pile. And next up, we've got, so this one's pretty cool. I don't think this will get a high grade, but it's cool slabbed up. 1986 Merchante, and it's Julius Irving, and it's a Converse branded card, and it's in Spanish. So I'm hoping to get like a 7, but it's probably I'll be lucky if it gets a 5 or a 6. Yeah, PSA 3, so, or SGC 3, so yeah. Well, that's good because I haven't done a lot of old cards, so it gives me a good idea what my thoughts about a card and what their thoughts about a card are. Either way, it's, no matter what, it's going to be worth at least what I paid for it. All right. Second to last, we got a 1990 WWF Classic King and Savage, History of WrestleMania. So, the reason I did this one, if try not to reveal the grade, but if you look, Trump's right there, and I'm not into politics or anything, but I do try to pay attention to cards that have like famous people and whatnot in them. And was an avid WWF fan when I was younger, so this one I had on maybe a 9. It wasn't too much wrong with it. We got an 8. So yeah, this is starting to hit the reality of the grades, which is what I kind of expected from my first few grading sessions, which you'll kind of see as they taper down in results. Like, I had a good idea what was going to result the best and what was going to go under from there, but still cool cards to get slabbed up either way. And then last up, another one I'm pretty sure is not going to get a very good grade, but I wanted to get it in a slab. We have this 72 Pro Star postcard of Hank Aaron. And the most I seen out of any of this set, I think, was a 7. So I don't even expect it to get maybe a 3 or a 4. And it would be cool if it was a 5. But either way, it's just like I said, I just wanted to get it slabbed up. And we got a 3.5. So kind of expect it. So overall, we got 2 10s, which this order I kind of expected to have a low amount of 10s. It wasn't necessarily about that. 3 9.5s, and they were all on cards. I was okay with getting 9.5s. One small disappointment on this was getting a 9, but I kind of knew it. Just had so many surface scratches. Either way, I might just hold on to that and see what she continues to do. We got 8, 8, 8.5. I still really like the way this card looks. I'm probably just going to PC that, to be honest. Then we got the 3 and 3.5. So overall, I'm not even going to really look at these types of orders as gem mint ratio tracking, because I knew ahead of time most of it wasn't going to. Plus, these older cards, nobody's gem mint, so I won't factor that into my overall. I'll just count towards my grading accuracy. And this is my second. No, I have 2 more SGC orders left to come, and then after that, hopefully I'll be on the PSA train like I want to be, where I have probably 13 orders ready, or in the process of ID and getting ready total. And then September 10th, I'm going to do a giant pack opening of all different kinds, 90s packs, 2000s packs, etc., for my birthday. So that should be really fun, and I'm definitely going to make a video about that. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for any kind of likes and comments, and always for your support. And stay tuned for the next one. Have a good rest of your day.